Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, hello, Asad, and hello, Musa.
Mm.
First of all, I'm sorry about the experience you've had. To start off with, can you please introduce yourself and tell us briefly why you approached the Black Community Coalition for Justice and Self-Defense?
Okay, so I'm Musa. I'm 16 years old. And I'm born in Germany. And I've reached out to you because I've had enough, I would say, because like I've been treated like a piece of shit by the police
Mhm.
my whole life, basically. And just this last incident just topped everything. And I just think it's important to talk about it and important to show the people how the police is treating us right now today, not 100 years ago, not thinking slavery is gone, so now being treated well, like how they're treating us today. So I think it's important to talk about it and share so people can learn and educate themselves.
Okay.
My name is Asad. I'm 15 years old, sorry, and I was also born in Germany. The reason I came to you was because of I'm tired of being treated the way I'm treated, not being humanized, and having the trauma on a daily basis, and the things that have happened with me and the police have just gone on to another level, and we wanted to stop. So you were the perfect person to go to.
Okay. What happened? What happened actually?
Well, it was the 10th, 4th, 2021. It was a Saturday, and at 16 o'clock there was a demonstration for Black Lives Still Matter
Mm-hmm.
at the Hafenstraße, and so they were talking and talking, and during the protest we were listening to other speeches, and at the end there was an open mic, which I kind of, at that day, I felt courageous enough to talk and let my voice be heard as a 15-year-old
What
living
motivated
in Germany.
What motivated you to go to this particular demonstration, and what motivated you to speak up at the manifestation?
I mean, I went to the protest because I was just already, I mean, I always got to support my brothers and sisters, you know, we got to show some support, show some love. And that's why I'm always at these demonstrations, to show support, and that we are standing, that we are believing in this message. And yeah, so I just went to it just like a normal other demonstration that I would normally go to.
Mm-hmm.
But I had the sense of encouragement to talk because I was kind of, that day I just felt my friends were there, and they kind of encouraged me to say, come on, you can do it. And I've wanted to do it for some time. The last one I tried to do it too, but there is sadly no time. But that day I was just feeling in the perfect mode and in the perfect it was the perfect conditions. The weather was nice. I was happy, so I was like, let me just go and have a speech.
Okay. Musa,
Yes.
after this manifestation, the police um, used excessive force on you. Can you tell me about this incident?
So after Asad held his speech, we were already like, we said we want to leave the protest early because he was scared that the cops were going to bust him for having the speech. So we left early. And on the way, Asad was already like paranoid the whole time. I was like, bro, I feel like the cops are about to come. And we had Pete, a white friend of mine, and Asad with us. And he was like, bro, they're not allowed to do that. They won't do that. And I was like, you can't trust in the system because the police here, they do what they want and nothing happens. So, but then at the same time, I was like, okay, they're dumb, but I don't think that they're that dumb that if there's a protest against police brutality, I didn't think they would respond with police brutality because that's just stupid, even for them. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So he was paranoid and stuff. So we were walking back, and we already saw there's a lot of cop cars like in the area. And we were on the way home. We crossed the road. We were listening to music. Like, we were feeling good because he held a nice speech and everything. But at the same time, we were kind of scared that something was about to happen. And then we walked over the road at Reeperbahn, and it was between this S-Bahn station and the Beatlesplatz.
Mhm.
We were walking home, and then we saw one normal cop car that stopped next to us, and then another team, like the Mannschaftswagen team trucks, like two of them that stopped in front of us, and then like 20 cops or something, 10 or 20 cops jumped out, built like they're all with their riot gears on, built a chain where they all like stood next to each other like that, so they blocked the road. We kept walking. Like what was going through my mind, I was like, yo, okay, this is Reeperbahn. Shit like that happens a lot. They're probably just going to tell us, yo, guys, you have to cross the road again because it's dangerous here. But they were there for us for 2 kids. We're still kids, for 2 kids. So they built the chain. So they blocked us the road. They blocked the road for us. Then after they had us in this one corner, they closed the chain and made a half circle on us. So then they put him and Pete in this one doorway and me in the other one. They were in the doorway of a strip club and I was in the doorway of just some random house. And they just kept getting closer and closer and closer. And I took my phone out and started filming it directly. And I was like, yo, what is going on? What are you doing? Why, like, what's happening right now? And they didn't answer me. I was like, what did I do wrong? What did we do? They didn't answer. And then they kept getting closer and closer and closer. And I was filming and I was like, hey, I'm filming. They tried to take my phone away. And I was like, yo, I'm filming this for my own safety. You're going to get my ID and stuff checked, and I'm not going to post it. I'm allowed to film this. And every time I asked, what are we doing? They didn't answer. And then at one point he said, jemand wird vorgeworfen, and stopped talking and just went on me, tried to take my phone. I didn't give it to him. I was like, yo, I'm allowed to film this. I'm filming this for my own safety because y'all keep doing this. And then since I didn't want to give him my phone, I resisted to give my phone away. More officers came on me. I think it was like 5 officers at the time, just to take my phone away.
5, 6
And when the Corona pandemic, it's just so stupid, even just for the Corona thing, to do something like that to me. And like from the whole violence, looking away from the whole violence, that's already ridiculous. But then, like 5 cops went on me. I didn't want to give my phone away. I resisted the whole time until one of them took my head and banged it against the doorway. And so then I went down and I felt like a knee in my stomach, and like they had the helmets here, and like something kept hitting me in my chest right here. And I can't tell exactly which officer did what, but I just know that they basically jumped me there. And in the video, which I'm not allowed to post yet, you can see how I said, like, I'm doing this for my own safety and stuff, but they didn't care. And I said I'm allowed to do it, but they still used the force until one of them hit me or something in one area. You can hear me scream and then drop the phone. And that was the point where they used so much violence on me that I couldn't even hold my phone anymore. That was the moment I dropped my phone, and they took my phone to stop recording. And then after that, they were still on me for like some time. Then they went off me after they took my phone away. And I was like, I just had a breakdown because I couldn't stand up. I was just like, they just like took, like, where are my human rights in this situation? Like, I couldn't do anything. There were like 20 cops, all armed and everything. And I wasn't able to do anything. So I just broke down right there. And I was just crying on the floor and everything. So, and then after some time, I saw even more cops came in. And one of them started filming after they beat me, though. Not when they beat me, they only filmed after, when I stood back up. And I was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Y'all are some racist police officers. This is not okay. I want my phone back right now. I want to keep filming this. This isn't fair. But that's the only part they're filming. So the only part the police filmed is me getting mad at them for treating me like a piece of shit. But they didn't film how they treated me, how they beat me before. So they only filmed how the aggressive African guy was there just getting mad at them, where I still couldn't do anything. So then I saw there was some bystanders around us. So I asked them, they took my phone, can y'all please film this? Because like, it's bullshit what's happening. Can you please film this? Then some of them started filming. I was like, please don't leave until they let me go so you can send me the videos and everything. And so after they beat me and everything and took my phone and searched me and took my ID and everything, they, one of the officers came from the side and was like, oh, it's not him we're looking for his brother.
Yeah, this is also really disheartening. I mean, you're 16 years old.
Yes.
They actually have no viable reason
I didn't
for
I
arresting
didn't do anything but walking black. That's it. I didn't do anything. They're looking for him. And even he didn't do anything in this
And you had to
situation.
spend a night in hospital.
I had to spend the night in hospital, yes. So then, yeah, one officer came around. He's like, "Oh, it's not him we're looking for his brother." And I was like, "Oh, what?" So I didn't even do anything. And then I was like, "Okay." And then I asked him, "Can you at least keep the 2 meters distance from me now? Like, you are so many officers, you can just make like a circle around me or something. I don't give a shit. Like, keep the distance." I told him my mom has like a heart problem stuff and she could die from corona, so please keep the distance. No reply from the officers. I kept telling them, please keep distance. They didn't reply. I told them, guys, you have to keep the distance at least. And they told me I should put my mask on, but I put my mask under my mouth because I had to breathe after they beat me up because like I was like in shock and everything and I was hurt. So I just had to breathe. And they're like, yeah, you have to put your mask up first. And I even put my mask up. They still didn't keep distance. I kept saying, please just at least keep the 2 meters distance. They didn't want to do that until one of the officers was like way too close to me. He had his helmet here, his riot gear on, and I kept saying, keep distance. They didn't. So I took 2 fingers, put them on his helmet and pushed back very slightly, like, please just keep the distance. He just hit my hand. I was like, fass mich nicht an. And I was like, bro, like, why? Yeah, don't touch me. I was like, why are you overreacting? Just keep the distance at least. They didn't even want to do that. They didn't give me, I didn't have no rights in the situation. Nothing. There was nothing I can do.
And after they found out that it's not you, that you had done nothing, absolutely nothing, did any of the police officers apologize?
No, they told me to calm down and to stop calling them racist. They didn't offer me a water maybe to cool down or anything. They didn't do anything. They didn't apologize. They just told me that I should calm down. And they gave me, I don't know what the English word is, but I'm Platzverweis. I don't know what the English word is. So I wasn't allowed to be at the area anymore. I was like, and I asked why, and they're like, because I'm aggressive. So I'm like, okay, so you beat me up for walking black, for just walking down the street, and then I'm not allowed to be here because I'm aggressive. Like, where is the logic behind this? Which just shows the police here, they do what they want and they treat us like
they want
shit.
Yeah. They want to.
We basically have no rights. It's bullshit.
Right. What is the psychological impact on this whole thing on you? How have you been coping? How did it feel? How are you coping?
I mean, it's like I walk in this skin my whole life and I've been a target of the police my whole life. And so I've been pulled over for just the most bullshit things. Like one time I crossed the road and they told me I suspiciously crossed the road. I had to empty my pockets and everything. And they were like, they searched me and everything. And then they were like, yeah, you suspiciously crossed the road. We're looking for people that don't belong here. And I was like, you're looking for people, like, what is this even? They're looking for people that don't belong here. After they searched me and checked my IDs and everything and found out I'm a German citizen, then they're like, oh, do you have drugs on you? I'm like, why are you trying to look for problems? I'm a 16-year-old kid and I was 15 at that time. Like, can't I even like just walk down the street without being targeted all the time? And it's up to the point where I'm scared when I see a cop car. I get scared when there's a cop car next to me because I don't know what they're about to do. Because what showed at this time, I didn't do anything, but 20 cops felt the need to stop me, and 5 of them or something felt the need to beat me up. So I had to spend the night in the hospital. And it's just, every time I look back at the video that I'm not allowed to share, and every time I think back or when I write the shit down, I'm like, I just want to cry because it's, I thought in Germany, the people all had equal rights and we would be treated well, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's traumatizing. The problem is like I went through so much stuff in my whole life. I've basically been forced to grow up really fast, but I'm 16 years old. Like I'm still a child. I just want to live my life, but I can't because these police officers keep targeting me and doing stuff like that. So up to the point where I'm scared to go outside to just walk down the road because that's enough for them to beat me up. So I have to spend the night in the hospital. And then one of the officers said, yeah, when they took Asad, I was scared. And he was like, I was like, yo, what are you going to do to him? And they was like, yo, we're not in America. I'm like, do you have to kill us so people start taking this serious? And it's not that the police isn't killing black people. They have killed so many black people in Germany already. And shit like this happens every day. It doesn't happen to me every day that I get beat up, but police beat up Black people every day in Germany, and it feels like no one is talking about it, and nothing is happening against it. And it's not just the police. I mean, the government's protecting them, and when the government's protecting them, what can we do? It's like, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just depressing.
Okay. Asad, what do you think about this specific police officer who felt offended by you in the frame of the daily racist police violence against Black people in this so-called danger zone in St. Pauli, Hamburg?
So during my speech at the beginning, I had a shirt on that was my demonstration shirt. To every protest, I would wear this specific t-shirt. In the front saying, "I can't breathe," George Floyd with a flag fist up. And on the back, sprayed on ACAB, standing for All Colors Are Beautiful. And at the beginning of my speech, before I even completely started it, I took my vest off, showed it, turned around to the cops and told them, "This is my message to you. All colors are beautiful." I never speaked out "All colors are beautiful" or ACAB. I just pointed on my back and said, "This is my message to you." And at the end of my, so I was talking through my speech, I was talking about how I have the daily anxiety of police officers and why I'm so paranoid, why I'm always looking around myself, looking around my surroundings, you know, making sure I'm not being followed by cops and making sure that there ain't no cops around me because I'm scared. And I was talking about that and about my daily life and how I'm, with this racism and how I'm treated with all the stuff. And at the end of the speech, I said, "No justice, no peace, fuck the police." And the police officer, which was in the back, there was 2 police officers at the scene, probably some undercover, but those 2 police officers in their uniform. And one of the officers felt extremely offended by what I said, and that what I've done is very illegal.
Already that he was extremely offended.
What? Say it again, please.
You noticed already at the manifestation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He was already, like, I already saw him on the back. He was getting some he was talking on the mic. He looked mad, you know. So I already knew. I kind of already knew the drill. I took my stuff and of course I directly left because I knew, because if I would stay there, I would maybe be targeted at the end of the demonstration, because at the end there's less people because of the cold, because it was pretty sunny at the beginning and then it started turning cold. And well, yeah, so I was like, all right, let me just go now, because he's looking at me really mad. Okay. He's talking here, like maybe getting some reinforcements, 1,000 things going through my head. Okay. So yeah, he was really mad at what I said and that it's really disrespectful and illegal, and I can't do such things as tell my story. So
yeah, we have Meinungsfreiheit in Germany, and now the moment he spoke up and said his opinion and said that there's a problem with the system, and the moment he like does something against it, he's a threat to them, which you can see. He's a 15-year-old boy. They sent 2 team trucks there for a 15-year-old boy. And just the moment that you act against the system, that you fight against the system, you get targeted even more, and you're a threat to them, and they get scared. And they wanted to, like, what their point with this was, they wanted to put him down. But like, we can't, yeah.
Show me that I can't open my voice. Show me that I can't, like, in a way, they didn't say it in this way, but I definitely know what it means. They show me that I basically don't have rights. I don't have the right to tell the people how I feel. I don't have the right to tell the people how I feel about the police and the system.
They didn't respect your rights.
They didn't at all. When they were detaining us there, at the end, they found out that it was me because they said, take off your jackets. And I took off my jacket, and then 1,000 things were going through my head. And I turned around and I was like, guys, I'm the guy you're looking for, not my brother. Why did you beat him up? So they took my information, put me against the car. I was searched thoroughly around my nuts. My genital area was moving around because they were really close to it. They found a lighter in my pocket, put it back in, and as the other officer asked the other officer, does he have anything dangerous on him? He said no, which kind of concerned me, because if I have a lighter on, and if they put me maybe in a cell, what's gonna happen? So yeah.
What does this all mean? What does it mean for your perspective as Black youth growing up in Hamburg, Germany?
What it means is it's one of the bumps that I'm gonna have to go around or go over in my life, and it's the bumps are kind of getting bigger at the point. It started small and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's hard to tackle each one. And it shows that, I mean, I wasn't in any way surprised what's happened. In no way it was
coming.
I already knew.
I was talking about, bro, Musa, I think they're about to
definitely
arrest us or something.
I was like, even though I didn't do anything illegal, there's something gonna happen, and I was already paranoid. And on the way back, my friend said, I was completely paranoid, out of my mind. And my friend was like, chill, nothing's gonna happen. This is Reeperbahn, there's a lot of cops, all right? It's normal. And as a scene, it's not normal. I mean, for me at this point, even though it shouldn't, it's completely normal. When I'm thinking about what happened, I'm not surprised in any way. I'm not shocked, which I should be. I should be shocked that I got targeted by the police officers, that my brother got beaten up for nothing, that I got brought to the police station, and when I got there, they searched me completely, got put I had to take my clothes off all the way to my underpants. They searched my stuff, and I have baggy pants, and they gave me back my pants, my socks. I had to just open them, show them, and put them back on. And my t-shirt and one sweater. That's all I had that I could wear. And there at the station, while I'm in my underpants, I'm feeling really low. I'm not in any way happy what is happening right here at that point.
Also degrading.
And I'm a child with 15 years old. They weren't even allowed to bring me there. And the officer said that he didn't even know I was 15. I look mature to him. I'm definitely not. I don't look like I'm 18 in any way. I have a baby face. I look young. All right. And even when I was getting detained and arrested, they asked me for my information, and I said, they said, do you have an ID? And I said, I don't have to carry an ID. I'm 15 years old. With my age, I don't have to carry one. So they took down my information, saying 2005. That's my birth date, and showing that I'm 15 years old. And they still took me there, searched me, And at that point, when I was there, the cop that was at the demonstration tried to intimidate me, talking about what I'm guilty of. He said, I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of Amtenbeleidigung, he said. And he just said a couple of things that I'm guilty of, talking about, does your mama even know about that t-shirt? And I was like, yeah, my mom loves the t-shirt. It's a pretty nice t-shirt, isn't it? And he got mad, and he's like, yeah, that's not how she sounds on the phone, even though she didn't.
How did your mom know?
She was, to the way that she talked about me, talked to me, she said she was completely calm. My sister was right next to her, and she said my mother was talking extremely professionally, extremely calm, not in any way mad. And the cop tried to tell me, put it in my head what I've done wrong, and he's saying, you're guilty of this, you're guilty of that.
Trying
your
to
mother is mad, you know you can't do that. It's illegal what you're doing. And I'm like, no, it's
He was
not.
trying to make you confess to something that you didn't do, so
Yes.
that he can later use that against you.
Okay. What do you think? What do you wish for to bring about transformation or change?
One thing I want to say before we answer that question is, to a lot of people that I've spoken with or that answer to my Instagram stories and stuff, and are like, yeah, why don't you like the police? Like, why would I say fuck the police or something? Like, why don't I like them? And it's like, how can I trust the police when this is how they treat me? Like, do you really think if I'm threatened outside, I'm gonna go call these people that just beat me up? How are we supposed to trust them? And it's just, maybe for a lot of white people, the police are a safe place to go to, but for us, they are the ones that make the danger zone the danger zone. The danger zone is not a dangerous place until the police arrives. The police are the ones that come there and beat black people up.
Make a problem.
The police are the ones that come there with guns. They're supposed to protect us, but they don't.
Serve, but what they're doing is
they are the danger. They are the danger.
They're supposed to put away the danger, but they're bringing the danger.
Yeah.
The danger zones, like the danger zones aren't dangerous. The police are the only people that make them dangerous.
Yes.
And then we are the threat to them. It's bullshit.
Okay.
Now, sorry, you can say the other question again, then we can answer.
We end with your wishes. What do you wish for from the police of Hamburg? What kind of change? What kind of transformation?
A lot. A whole lot. Definitely a whole lot. I mean, 3 things to be put in would definitely be, I mean, I'm not super smart. I don't know how to solve these problems, you know, and how we can solve these problems. But a problem that we can definitely make smaller or erase would be the racism and the targeting in the police.
The racial.
We could change that. The racial profiling, which is a massive part of the police right now, especially here in Hamburg, especially in Reeperbahn. The police officers are out of their mind. A second thing would definitely be how professional they are. For example, they could be more professional. They have no right to attack my brother, take his phone away. He had every single right to film.
Something is wrong in the training, right?
Yeah.
In the education of police officers.
Yes.
So that would be my second thing, that they would be more professional in a whole lot of ways. And the third thing would be that we could change the way they work, or even their image, because at the end of the day, what the police is supposed to do is important, and Germany needs police officers, but we don't need Nazis or racist police officers. We need police officers who protect and serve, and not kill and just run around the streets, you know, and harass, of course, you know, because that's what we have every single day, and that's what we need to change in them.
There's a big problem with the police system. So even if you're a good person and you want to be a cop to make the world a better place, then you are part of that system, because you're basically soldiers that have to do what your whoever's on top of you, whatever they say, you have to do what they tell you to do. So when they tell you to come and pick us up, then you have to do it. If you're a good cop or if you're not, then you have to do it. So every cop is part of the system. Every cop is part of the problem.